Breakups are often the symptom of problems in a relationship. My workbook series, The Knowledge, is focused on helping you change your life in 4 key areas: retaining the information that I teach, personal growth, improving your relationships, and of course, re-attracting your ex. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
You are Coach Margaret, the greatest Coach Margaret.
Well, thank you, Coach Craig. You're pretty all right, too.
I've been told by some people in our emails that we should spend the first minute and a half talking about how great we are.
Oh, well, I think that's wonderful.
Apparently there are people that do that. So we should just go ahead and do that from now on.
Well, I hope you've noticed how wonderful we really are and how much we think about all this stuff. And that's not even to mention the wit and charm here.
Absolutely.
And Coach Craig, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I am really great. I should talk about that for a minute.
Yes, you should. Yeah, do that.
So today we're going to be talking about 3 tips for choosing the greatest coaches out there. Tip number 1. You're looking at it. No, today we're going to be talking about 3 tips for choosing a good partner, right?
Right.
Guys, listen, you've got to really think about who you are going to get into a romantic relationship with. Look, sometimes you just want lust. That's part of being a person.
Perfectly okay.
If you want lust, go out and enjoy it. Protect yourself, be careful, but go have fun, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But if you're looking for somebody who's going to be a long-term partner and spending your life with, or an extended amount of time, maybe raising a family with or having kids with, you got to think about what you're getting yourself into.
That's right.
So Margaret has 3 really good things that you want to think about and consider for choosing a partner.
The first thing it says here is don't let lust be your guide.
I think I just said that.
Yeah. You know how they say let your conscience be your guide? Don't let lust do it.
You know, it's funny, I didn't even see the list.
No, you didn't. And the first thing they talk about is magnetic chemistry. And, you know, if you feel like you have magical magnetic chemistry with someone, by all means enjoy it. But don't neglect getting to know the rest of that person.
And understand that it's probably going to be magnetic because they remind you of your caregivers.
That's exactly right. And the wilder it is, and the more incredibly drawn you are, the more that's the case. That it probably reminds you of someone.
And once the lust goes away and all the chemicals are back to reality and back to normal, it's going to be like pulling the screen off and looking behind the curtain in The Wizard of Oz, right?
Right, yeah, and it's just a real person behind there and nothing more. But no one said don't enjoy it. The other thing that Hollywood, again, we blame them for many things, makes you think is that if you're not wildly attracted to someone right away, that doesn't mean that you never will be.
And this is really important.
Yes, and here is one of the tips regarding that. Give people a chance that you normally wouldn't give a chance to.
Now that doesn't mean give mass murderers a chance.
No. Yeah.
It means that, I think this is probably more for the women out there, that a lot of times if they don't feel that spark or connection with a guy right away, they're not really, they don't want to give the guy a chance past that.
That's true, and I think it can go the other way too, but I hadn't thought of it quite that way. Yeah. But anyway, if I had a dime, and this is a therapist writing this, if I had a dime for every time someone told me they weren't going to go out with someone because they weren't their type, I'd be a wealthy woman, she says. What's my type? Human beings come in all sorts. Am I going to reduce them to types?
I think their type means their parents.
Yeah, right, that's what it really means.
If they don't remind me of my parents, I don't want to be with them.
That's right.
That's what I think the reality is, right?
Yes. Remember that attraction can grow the more you get to know a person and their personality.
That's very true.
Some people also take a lot of time to get to know and don't wear their heart on their sleeve. Still waters run deep, and you may not get a chance to find that out if you don't take the time to get to know someone. I've had several people say to me relatively recently, I have never felt as connected to anybody as instantly. Red flag. If you instantly feel connected to someone, chances are absolutely right that they remind you of someone in your family of origin. So it feels good, it's very nice, but know to be warned if that happens. And you can get to know somebody and things can heat up without question once you really get to know someone.
And the thing that you got to be aware of when Margaret is saying it's a red flag, here's why. You know how your mother drives you crazy and she does all these things that just make you nuts? You can count on this person to doing those same things.
Absolutely. And
that's the thing, is that the things that your parents did to drive you crazy, that you just fought about with them, or they pushed you and you just couldn't tolerate it, that's probably exactly how this person is going to be.
If you have wild instant attraction.
Yes.
Yeah. Or there'll be like some acting out relative you had. But I always think of my friend I worked with. He was a psychologist, and I enjoyed working with him, and he was a lovely guy. But he was upset about his divorce, and he said he looked everywhere, in Europe, here, everywhere, to find someone who was not like his mother. And he married a very exotic woman who had been a dancer, and she turned out to make lists of things just like his mother. So always bear in mind that the chemistry doesn't have to be there the first instant, nor does the electricity.
Yeah, as long as they seem like they're a person with some substance and convictions and values, and they seem to have healthy attachments, or they seem sincere or thoughtful, they can communicate. Spend some more time with that person before you just toss them aside for the shiny new object.
Yeah, for the shiny new object. The other thing they say is throw out your checklist. Now, I was quite appalled the first time I saw my friends in college sitting around at lunch making lists of qualities they wanted to have in a husband or a long-term partner. He had to go to Harvard, or at least that was a big advantage. Another Ivy League school would do, but Harvard was right nearby. He had to make X amount of money. He had to be a good dancer. He had to have goals of being in business and making a whole lot more money. He had to want children, and it went on and on and on. And some of it was reasonable, and some of it was incredibly ridiculous.
So maybe what it should say is not throw out the checklist, but have a more reasonable checklist.
Yes.
Because, I talked to a girl today, you know who I'm talking about, and she was deciding, I'm going to try and do some online dating. I'd never done it before, and I said, these are some of the things you want to look for, and not look for. What are the deal breakers? You do want to have deal breakers.
You do want to know that,
And we're not talking about he doesn't make $150,000 a year. We're talking about he doesn't want to have kids and I want 7. That's a big difference.
That's a big one, yeah. Okay.
So a reasonable checklist, I think, is good.
But I do remember being appalled that we were putting people in categories like that. Wow. And there were many songs to the effect of, you can have your checklist, but you're going to meet somebody who you fall for who doesn't have all those qualities.
That's so true.
And may have some other ones.
That's so true.
So here's the tip. Look for qualities that are the foundation of a good partnership, and throw out the tiny details. World traveler would be one of the details they would use, or good dancer. They say sense of humor is trivial, but it wouldn't be to me. It would be absolutely essential. Right. All right, so what are the qualities you want to look for? Empathy, meaning that when they start to see you, are interested in how you feel and how you feel about things. Can put themselves in your shoes and other people's.
That's a big one. Big.
Yeah. Integrity. That's hard to define, huh? Integrity sort of means you have your ethics and your values, and you have the same ones every day. And we've all known people who believe this today, and when it's expedient tomorrow, it can be adjusted. Integrity means your ethics and your standards are the same all the time. Honesty, reliability. You don't want to be with somebody who's got to pick the kid up at daycare if they're not going to go.
Yep.
Kindness and emotional generosity. Those are lovely things to think of. I don't know if they beat Harvard and hundreds of thousands of dollars, but yes, I do. And those are the kinds of qualities that you want to find.
And you want to think about if you possess these qualities
as well.
And if you don't,
Exactly.
then you've got to make changes, because when you're dating, people have other options and they're going to look at them. As far as I know, we only have one life.
As far as we know.
And if you're continually disappointing your partner and not meeting their needs, not being a good partner for them as well, then why would they stay loyal to somebody that wasn't honest, or wasn't generous, or wasn't empathetic? Or why would they stay with somebody when they have somebody that will?
Yeah.
So you got to always remember that too.
And I think the older you get, the more obvious some of these things become. But I did know someone once, honest, I couldn't have made it up. She wanted to marry a foreigner with a nice mustache. I couldn't have made it up.
So you always want to consider who this person is and what kind of qualities or character they're going to bring into your life. Are they going to be a good person? Are they going to possess the values that we talked about today? Will they be there for you? Right?
Will they be there for your children when you have them? And would they be role models you would want to have for your children? Okay? So you have to be very careful. Because very quickly things can go from casual to not so casual.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you consider who you're getting close to, because if you don't, you're going to have your heart broken.
Yeah.
And if you don't think about how you should have these qualities for your partner, it's another way you're going to have your heart broken, right?
Absolutely. And I think that could be said about several things we've been saying recently, that you have to look at yourself as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so hopefully you found this video helpful. Now, when you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype coaching. Margaret is also available for Skype coaching.
Well, I look forward to speaking with you. Feel free to call me.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel and put a like on the video. We both appreciate that. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon. I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net.